Okay, today we will be doing, well, I wanted to go over a couple of problems on the probability and statistics practice sheet because Michelle had asked me about a couple of problems she was having difficulty with, but I see she's not on. And we will go over the algebra worksheet number 2 that I gave you as homework. And we will do an inequality quiz. That you will do while we are on today, and then you can either email me the answers or you can text me the answers. And I will send you, after this session, I will send you the next worksheet number 3. Okay. All right. So Michelle is not on, so we'll go to our algebra worksheet number 2. So let me just share my screen with you. And we will look at algebra worksheet number 2. Now, did anyone do any of the problems? I think I asked you to do the first 3, right? They label 6, 7, and 8. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Hello, Vanessa. Does everyone see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Because yes, hello, Vanessa. Yes, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for worksheet number 1. Now we're doing worksheet number 2 that I emailed to you. And we're continuing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did anyone have a chance to look at these? Anybody?
I look at mine, but I know it's right.
Okay, Maureen, what did you get for number 6?
I get D for number 6.
That is correct. That is correct. Now 6 is what, how did you set it up, Maureen? Let's go to number 6. And you tell me.
Barbara, I just set it up. I just figured out because we run like 20, 150 calories, but during 20 minutes, I just figured out how much you were running 30.
That's right, because you could say what? 150 calories for 20 minutes. Half of that would be for 10 minutes, 75, right? So for 30 minutes, it would be 3 times 75, which is 225. So you could do it like that, or you could do it as a ratio proportion.
Mm.
Did everybody follow what I just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 150 calories for 20 minutes, half of that would be 75 calories for 10 minutes, right? 30 minutes is 3 times 10. So you just take 3 times 75 gives you 225. So that's like, you could do it mental math, correct? Is that the way you did yours, Maureen?
Yeah.
Yes. Or you could do it as a ratio proportion. Vanessa, how would you set this up as a ratio and proportion? Vanessa, you're on mute. How would you set this problem up as a ratio and proportion? Now, we said you could do it as mental math. That's the way Maureen did it, which is perfectly fine, which is the way I would do it. But for the ones who may not be able to do it that way, how would you set this up as a ratio and proportion problem?
Vanessa.
I would do it as a mental maths, for real.
Okay, but
because this is simple.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Vanessa. That is simple. And I thoroughly agree with you. But I want to know, how would you set this up as a ratio and proportion problem?
How do you do ratio and proportion? What goes first?
Now, ratio and proportion, remember, setting 2 ratios equal to each other. So what would you put as the first ratio? It's right here. I'll underline it. 150 calories, 20 minutes, right? That's the first ratio. Now you're looking for how many calories for 30 minutes.
Times X.
Yeah, so we put what?
So we put 150 over 120.
You mean
Divided by 120.
over 20, you mean?
Yes, over 20.
Yeah, 150. Let's just put calories so we make sure our units are in order. And this will be over 20 minutes. So let's just underline here and put 20 minutes. So this will be 20 minutes. Okay. Let's take the underline out. It's misleading. Okay. Now, what is this equal to, Vanessa?
It's equal to X over 30 minutes.
Yes, because we're looking for calories, right?
Yes.
Okay. Get rid of that. So that would be our unknown. We can call X, and that would be over 30 minutes. Okay. So let's put
So
30.
we're doing the butterfly
Yeah.
method.
So what would you do,
Cross out
Vanessa?
the X. You do the butterfly, so you cross multiply.
Okay. The butterfly like that. Okay. So let's just make this a little closer. Okay. So Vanessa's saying you cross multiply. And what do you get when you cross multiply?
Okay, when I cross multiply, I would remove the two zeros from the one from 3 and the one from 15, from 150. So
Okay, Vanessa, let's not do that. I know that's the way to do it. It simplifies your world. But since we said cross multiply, let's just cross multiply. Now, I know this is not the way you do it because we do things shortcut, which is great. We can finish things quicker. But let's just go the long way because we're thinking now we're doing it for an audience that may not understand all those shortcuts. Okay. So what would we cross multiply?
you cross multiply 150 by 30.
Okay, 150 times 30,
30.
and that's equal to what?
150 times 30.
That's this cross multiplying.
That's, yes.
150 times 30.
30.
Now do the other cross multiply. That's what?
Yeah.
20 times x.
1.
Which is equal to what? What's 20 times x?
1.
20 times x?
20x.
20x. No, 20x.
But that's where are you getting 1?
Because I'm saying 20 ones 20. The x I use is as 1.
Okay. No, we have to keep our variable because that's what we have to solve for, right? 20 times x is 20x.
20x,
Okay.
yes.
Now, what's 150 times 30, Vanessa?
150 times 30 is
what?
It's 4,500.
Okay. 4,500. And that's equal to 20x. Now, what do we do next?
So what we do on one side, you have to do on the other side because we have to find for x.
So how do we do that for the operation?
Just now.
20x is a multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
So what do we divide by?
So you divide by both sides by 20.
That's right. Divide both sides by 20. And that will give you, let's just do what we say here. Okay, so we divide the left side 4,500 by 20. So let's just put 20 under here. Okay, and we're going to divide the right side by 20x by 20. Okay, so on the right side, the left side, we put the 20. And on the right side, we put the 20. Okay, so what's 4,500 divided by 20? Vanessa, what's that equal to?
4,500.
Divided by 20. You can use your calculator if you like.
Okay, 4,500 divided by 20. 225.
Okay, 225. And 20x divided by 20 is 20 over 20 is 1, which is 1x. And we just call it
X.
x. All right.
X
So our answer is what?
is D. D
That's
is
our
in dog.
D as in dog. That's right. That's our answer.
Yes.
Okay. Now we know this is the long way, and we know there's like different ways you could do this problem. And mental math is the
I
easiest.
prefer mental math.
Mental math, yeah, that's the way to
Yes,
go. That's the way to go. You look
yes.
at this,
Yeah,
150, 20 minutes, half of this, 10
yeah,
minutes, 75,
yeah.
30 is what, 3 times 10, so 3 times 75, 225, done. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, done. But I wanted to set this up because I want to make sure you can look at a word problem and set it up as a ratio proportion, because some
Mm-hmm.
of them are not always so straightforward in mental math. So you set it up as a ratio proportion, which is really just ratio equaling a ratio. Important thing, keep them in order. Calories over minutes,
Ratio.
calories over minutes, or you could say minutes over minutes, calories over calories, but they have to match. Like if you put the 30 minutes here, that's going to be the X, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you'd have the rest of it set up correctly. That's the important thing to remember about ratio proportion. No questions, right? I
Uh-uh.
don't know where Michelle is. I was hoping she would be on. Okay, who did number 7? How many
I
different
do.
sandwich types?
I put D 30 different sandwich types, but could be
How,
wrong.
how did you get it, Maureen? How did you get 30?
If I tell you, Miss Barbara, I just read, right?
Uh,
I read the question, right?
yes.
And I just figure out the answer. I don't do the like, like say like this and that nor that call. I can't get it do. I can figure out things real good, but like the right paper, like how do like the ratio and thing. I could never get that understand.
But Maureen, how did you get 30?
I
How did
just
you calculate 30?
I just figure it out. Cause when I read it, right? And I get
Maureen, you're
uh,
not answering my question.
I
There's
can tell
some
you.
kind of operation you did to get 30. What was that
I,
operation?
Miss Barbara, I did not do nothing. I just figured it out. As I read it, I was reading it right. I said, one bread choice can prepare 5 types of cheese, 2 condiments, and 3 bread choices. So I figured out by
This is probability, Miss Barbara.
No, that's not probability.
I figured out like multiplying things in my head, right? But like to write it on paper, don't ask me, Miss Barbara. To
How
be
many
truthful.
different sandwiches consist
Okay,
of
so
one
so
type of
what you
cheese?
do? There are two ways to do this problem. The first one,
Like, give me a day
the
because I don't
easiest
know.
way is just to multiply all the types, and if you do that, you get what? Uh, 5 times 2 times 3, and what's that equal to?
5,
5
7,
to 10, 10 threes.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
30.
When you have a problem like this, just multiply all the types, and you get your answer. But there's another way to do it that's longer, and it's called a tree structure.
Don't
Now,
give me that tree scratcher. That's crazy.
okay, it's what did you say, Maureen?
But you can still give us back. Yeah,
No,
don't
the,
mind
the
it.
easiest way is just to multiply everything, get 30. But I want you to understand the tree structure. You have what?
Okay, that's good. That's
You
good.
have 5 cheeses, you
Uh-huh.
have 2 condiments, and you have 3 bread choices. Now,
Uh-huh.
let's go to a new screen. Let's go to the whiteboard. Now, what do you
Okay.
think you would put first? The cheese, the bread, or the condiments?
I will put
Let me
They
see.
would put the bread first.
No, you wouldn't put the bread first. You
Oh, you
put
put the
you put the
condiments.
no, you wouldn't put the condiments first. You'd put the cheese first. And how many
Oh,
cheeses you have? So
oh,
this is called a tree structure. So how many
okay.
cheeses do you have? You have what? 5? Let's draw.
One type of cheese.
Let's see. Let me do this. Okay. So we'll do the tree structure so you can see what it looks like. Okay. So you
Okay.
have how many? 5? Okay. Okay. That's 4 and I need one more, right?
One,
So each one of these represent a cheese. So you can call, that's a cheese type. That's a cheese.
two,
That's a cheese. That's a cheese. And that's a cheese. Now, how many condiments are there?
one, two, three,
How many
four.
condiments? The problem
Yeah.
says what? 2 condiments, right?
Yeah.
So let's put 2 condiments on each one of these cheese legs. So you have 2, 2, 2. Put one on each one. All right. Now we'll call this D for condiments, right? Because we can't use the C
Yeah,
because
you
we're using that for the cheese. So
it become
you can
cheese.
just put D on each one of these. All right. Each one of these is a condiment. Now, what's the next thing we had? How many breads? How many bread types? The problem, how many bread types?
I think it's 4.
How many? Isn't it 3?
They got here
Look at your problem. Doesn't it say 3
3, 2, 1. Yeah,
breads?
3.
Isn't
Yeah,
it 3?
3.
So,
Yeah.
so then you'll put 3 breads here. So on each one, I'll let you finish it actually. I probably won't put them
Put the
all.
braids upon on the
Okay,
compliments,
you
right?
put the bread on, yes, on the condiments. So you've got 3 breads, right?
1,
And you
2.
do that on each of the condiments, right? So you have condiments. Okay. All right. This is here, bread again. You put 3. Let me put 3, 3. Okay. So we've got breads on each condiment. Now you can continue, put 3 on each one, 3, 3, 3. Now, if you do that, what's the total you'll have? You can just add up the bottom ones. So what would be the total?
Brother will be 5.
No. Add
Oh,
add up these 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24, 27, 30. So you'd have
uh,
30 total,
1,
right? Same thing we got when we multiplied, except this way takes more time. It's called the tree structure. But if you do this, like I say, if you put the 3 breads on each condiment, and each condiment has 3 breads, so you have what? You just count them up: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Because each condiment had 3 bread types. So give you a total of 30. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So you started with what? The cheese. Okay.
Mhm.
You started the leg with the cheese, and we had 5 types, right? 5 types of cheeses. And then you put the condiments on the cheeses, right? So that was
Yeah.
your next step. You put the condiments. I'll just put the condiments. And then what did we do next? What was the next type? Was the bread.
The bread.
And then we put the bread. Okay. So that's the way you can visualize it as a tree structure, but that way takes longer. The other way is just to multiply all the types. So when you have a problem like this, just multiply all the types, Maureen. That's how you get your 30. You multiply 5 for the cheeses, 2 for the condiments, 3 for the bread, 5 times 2, 10 times 3, 30 total. But this is the structure of the way it will look. You put all the breads on each condiment. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Any questions on the tree structure?
No.
Okay. Actually, I'll probably give you a sample of one. I'll probably send you one and see if you can,
Yeah.
just for practice, to see if you
Yeah.
can construct this,
Oh,
visualize
oh,
what the tree
okay.
structure. So
I,
when I send you the problem number, the worksheet number 3, I'll send you an extra problem just to
okay.
see if you can do the tree structure. All right. Okay, let's go
Mhm.
back to our share of our math worksheet. Okay, so the answer here is D, right? As in dog. But like I say, the easiest way is just when you're given the makeup different of anything, look at the types that you're given and just multiply them. Okay, that works. Now I kind of got ahead of myself on number 8, because number 8 we'll be covering when we go to functions. Now there are 3, well, anyway, I'll just mention it. Maybe you remember. There are 3 kinds of function types. What are they?
Functions.
The function types. What are they? Like I say, I'm getting ahead of myself because algebra.
Just give us the first one.
Okay, I'll give you the first one, but that's a good. Okay, linear.
Okay, the
What's
other
the
one
next?
is
Quadratic.
More
What quadratic?
quadratic. What's the third one?
and the other one is
I know you know it, Vanessa. Start with an E.
Linear,
Start with
quadratic.
an E, Vanessa.
um um
Think power.
It's quadratic.
exponents.
That's it, exponential. Very
Exponential.
good. Exponential. I knew you knew it, Vanessa. You remember the 3 kinds of functions? Linear. And linear is what kind of a figure if you plot it? What do you get, Vanessa?
When you plot it,
Yeah.
you can have either how do you call it? Straight.
Okay, that's it. Stop right there. It's a straight line. Yeah. When you plot the linear, you get a straight line.
Straight line, yes.
Yes. Think line. See line in linear? Straight line. Okay.
Straight line.
It's TRAGHT. So when you plot a linear function, you get a straight line. What do you get with a quadratic?
It either comes with a curve, it comes with a curve, either torn up.
Linear,
What do you call it? Or torn down?
Yeah, that's
what do you call it?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Okay, so that, well, it looks like a U, right?
A U, yes.
A U.
Upside down U and regular U.
And upside down U. That's how you remember it. Yes. Upside down U. Okay, so that's the way the quadratic looks, right? In other words, it's, well, let's see. Well, when we get the functions, we'll look at them. Now, what about the exponential?
They use powers.
Use powers. And it's, it doesn't really have a name so much, but I just call it ellipse. Okay. LISP. Ellipse. Ellipse. I think that's misspelled, but I call the ellipse. Well, let's go to our whiteboard and we'll clear it. Okay, so you have straight line.
Linear.
You have like this,
quadratic.
like this, right? The
Mhm.
exponential
Yeah.
is like this. Okay, in other words, if I draw the line here,
Mhm.
okay, all right. It's like this, or it could be the other way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the way the exponential look. Now, there are two kinds of exponential. They could be decreasing or increasing.
Increasing.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, does anybody know the name of it?
Increase.
What do you what do you
Increasing.
what do you call the increasing one?
Um.
Increase. And
You have
I know, but I
increasing
can't.
and decreasing. Exponential. Now, there's a name for it.
I
Anybody
know, but
remember?
I can't remember, but I know his
Okay.
name. I
The
can.
increasing is growth.
Oh yeah. Growth.
Growth. Okay. And the decreasing is decay.
Decay. Okay.
Okay. Now, this problem, where would it fall? Number 8. Does it fall under growth or decay? First of all, this is
Decay.
the exponential, because it says what? Decreases.
Decreases.
That's your key right there. If it's
Mhm.
decreasing, it's exponential decay. Well, this is an exponential decay problem. All right. It's an exponential decay problem. Now, I'll give you the formula and I want to
Mhm.
see if you can solve it. Okay. So if you want to solve this problem for what is the value after 3 years? So the value, so we'll say, okay, let's say let P, and I'll just put P, let P of N, and this is the price. Let P of N be the price after N years. Okay. Let's see, let's see. I think it's an S here.
So P of N.
See ellipse.
P of N. P of N.
Ellipse. Okay. Ellipse. There we go. Now we got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me give you the formula and see if you can solve it. So P of N, we know N is what? 3 years.
Mhm.
This is going to be equal to
Okay. So it's gonna be
purchase price, and this would be times, and I'll put in parentheses 1 minus the interest, and this is going to be raised to the number of years power. So let's just put here, this is going to be raised to the n power. Okay. Now, if we substitute in here, let's just substitute. You tell me what to put here. This is the formula. And the reason we use the 1 because the interest has to be converted to a decimal. Okay. So the purchase price is what? What did he purchase?
20,000.
20,000. So you put 20,000. Okay. Now the interest converted to a decimal would be what?
Interest converted to decimal.
This is the interest right here, 12% per year.
Mhm.
So what would that be as a decimal, Vanessa? Zero what?
Okay. Okay, it can be
0.12.
Yeah, 12 over 100,
easy.
right?
Oh
Mhm.
yes,
Or
yes,
shift
because
your
it's
decimal
12.
point 2 places to the left. So it'll be 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now the interest, the number of years is what?
3.
3.
3. So this is a 3. So we put here 3 and take out the n. Okay. So this is what I want you to solve. Subtract 0.12 from 1, raise it to the third power, which means multiplying it by itself 3 times, and then multiply that by 20,000. Tell me what you get.
Wait, repeat this. Repeat the same last part.
Okay. This is what I want you to
Please,
do.
Barbara.
Okay. This is what I want you to do.
Mhm.
Do what's in parentheses first, right?
First. Mhm,
Subtract the 0.12 from 1.
mhm.
Then raise that to the third power. That means that result, you're going to multiply it by itself 3 times. You can put it in your calculator, right?
Mhm.
And then multiply that times 20,000. Tell me what
Okay.
answer you get.
Okay.
So
So
do
you said
that.
to
Do your
Mhm.
subtraction first. Then raise it to the third power.
okay.
And then multiply what you get by the 20,000 and tell me your answer.
So you do it first. So
So we're kind of getting ahead. So when we get the functions, this is something you'll know already, right?
so you would leave this in the parentheses. 0.88 times
So
2
what's
is
1 minus 0.12? What do you get for this right here? What do you got?
0.88.
That's right. So you know that part is right. 0.88. Okay.
Okay.
Now
So 0.
cube that. In other words, multiply it by itself 3 times
Okay.
and then multiply your result by 20,000.
0.88 times. Let's run this.
Maureen, you got the 0.88, right?
Uh,
0.12 from 1. Maureen, you got the 0.88.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
3.
Now multiply that
So you get
0.88 by itself 3 times, because that's what the power is multiplying by the number of times indicated by the power,
1.
right? By the power or exponent.
2. Right, and then you multiply by. Then you multiply it by 20.
Yeah,
20,000.
well, yeah. What do you get when you multiply? Let me just put, okay, 0.88 to the third power. What do you get right here, Vanessa? What do you get for 0.88 to the third power?
Okay, 0.681472.
Okay, so you can just round it off to hundreds, right?
Okay.
So that's
Okay, 88 multiplied by
okay. So you got 0.68. That is correct.
Yes.
Now, when you
Yes.
multiply
Then
that
you
out, what do you
multiply
get?
0.68. Okay, let me multiply that now.
Tell me what you get.
Mhm.
20,000 times 0.68.
So you got 13,600.
Okay, 13,600 and what?
29.44.
What do you get, Vanessa?
I just got 13,600.
0.68?
0.6.
8
Yeah.
times 20,000?
Yeah. I hope it's
You
right.
dropped something. 20,000 times 0.68.
0.68, yes. Oh, you want me to 20,000 0.68, yes. If I do put 20,000 times 0.681, I will get 13,620.
Then times 20. Okay, no, the thing is, you've got to use what you told me, 0.68. That
One.
was 1472.
Okay.
Okay, so you got it.
So use
Yes, use that number.
one
Yeah, and then tell me what you get.
472. Okay, I get 13,629
Okay,
44.
44 and
29.44.
44.
Yes,
44.
yes. Yeah, you have to use the entire thing. It's not
I think.
rounded. Okay, and that would be what answer?
I don't know. When you see the answer.
A, B, C, or D?
Let me see. 13. Oh,
What?
it would be B. Let
That's
me see if
right.
it's
B
B.
as
Yes,
in
B.
boy. That's the
Boy,
answer.
yes.
Yes, that would be the answer.
So Miss Barbara,
Yes, Maureen.
then you subtract the one from the 0.5. How you get that answer?
How I got? You mean the 1.12 from 1?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Maureen. Here's how you get that. Okay. 1 is what? 1.00, right?
Also.
Mhm.
Okay. And then if you put the
It's a whole.
0.12 under it, 0.12,
Mhm.
okay, 0.12. Okay, now this is a subtraction. So
Mhm.
that's a minus. Okay. Now let's draw a line under it. Oh, what's 2 from 10, Maureen?
8.
8. So 2 from 10 leaves 8. And if we borrowed 1, now we have 1 from 9, right?
Mhm.
And 1 from 9 is 8.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
So that's how you get and this would be the decimal point. Line up your
Okay.
decimal points, and that would be 0.88. Okay. So you
Okay.
had to put that 1 as 1.00 and then put the 0.12 under it and subtract. You get the 0.88.
Okay.
Any questions on number 8? Now we'll be getting, don't worry so much about number 8. When we get the functions, which is our next topic after algebra, we will be doing more of exponential, quadratic, and linear type functions.
Yeah.
All right. Did anyone do number 9?
And Julie went to the movies, bought one jumbo popcorn, 2 chocolate chips for $5. Marvin went to the same movie, bought one jumbo popcorn, 4 chocolate chips for $6. How much does 1 chocolate chip cost? Okay. So therefore, how much should they?
How would you set it up? Okay. Let's just do this. Let's say let P equal popcorn. Then you can
And then
start setting up the relationships. Let
chocolate chips.
C equal the chocolate
Is it weird?
chip cookies.
Okay, how much does 1
Okay.
chocolate?
Now, how would you set up what Julia bought? So how would you set up what Julia bought
Um,
as an equation?
um, as an equation.
Julia went
Okay,
to
Julia, let me see Julia. Julia bought one jumbo popcorn, two cookies. Okay,
So tell me how to
I
write
would,
that as an equation.
okay, I would put 1
Okay.
P
Mhm.
plus
Okay.
2 C
Okay.
equal 5,
That's it. That's equal to $5.
right?
Okay. So that would be Julia's equation. All right. Maureen.
5, Miss Barbara, not 6.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. 5. Now, Marvin. Maureen, what did
uh-huh.
Marvin buy?
Marvin, one jumbo popcorn
Okay.
and
So
4.
that's Julia. So tell me the equation for Marvin.
Marvin buy 1 P popcorn
Okay. So that's 1P.
and 4 C chocolate chip cookies for
Oh, and he bought,
$6.
okay,
About
plus
6.
4C. And that's equal $6.
$6.
Okay. Now, you've got 2 equations and 2 unknowns. How do you solve this?
Okay, Marvin has 1P.
How
So
would you
therefore,
solve it? Well, how would you solve it, Vanessa? There's more
so
than one way.
therefore,
So the easier way.
because they're buying the same thing, but it costs more. Um, what did Madame say? Use. Okay, Marvin and Julia. 1P for Marvin, for Julia, 1P for Marvin. So that's 2P. Can I do that way?
What else you gonna do?
Plus, you add the chocolate chip cookies, 2 for Julia, 4 for Marvin. So that's 6C equal 5. 5 plus 6 is 11.
But you
There's a
still
way.
have 2 unknowns. You still have P and C.
Yes, I know we still have P and C. So therefore, um, so you find for what force? P or C?
There's something there that's kind of
Missing?
obvious because they both bought the same amount of popcorn, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So that means you
Yes.
can subtract one equation from the other and eliminate the P's and just have C left, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So which one would
So
you
there,
subtract more? Which one do you subtract, Vanessa?
so you would subtract
The 2 from the 4.
Which equation would you have? A Julia equation and a Marvin equation. So Vanessa, which equation would I subtract from the other? Eliminate the P's.
let me see. Julia's.
You would
No.
subtract from Marvin.
It's better to subtract from Marvin.
Okay, so you're
You
gonna.
can subtract from Marvin.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's just take Marvin's.
Mhm.
Put it here. Yeah, we're gonna subtract from Marvin. Okay, so let's just put his, and then we're gonna subtract Julia's from that. Okay,
Okay.
so let's put that underneath this. Okay. And we're gonna draw a line. This is a subtraction. Okay, so what we're doing, we're subtract Julia's Julia equation from Marvin equation. That way, 1p minus 1p is just 0, right? And what's 2c from
Yes.
4c, Vanessa? What's that equal to?
2C.
That's right. So that's 2c. And what's 5 from 6?
1.
So that's 1. So now you see your answer, right? This is a decimal. So if 2c is 100, what's c equal to, Vanessa?
Just now. What's C equal to?
Yes.
Because, okay, we would, you divide, right?
Right. Very good. You divide by what?
So, God, you divide both sides by 2.
That's it. Excellent. Divide both
So you leave it
sides.
50.
That's it. 50 cents.
This is A.
50 cents.
Mhm.
Yep. 50
And
cents.
as you can see, I got it here, no 50 cents, but I don't ask me how you work it out. I just figure out things. I don't know how you work it out there. I would have never worked it out.
That's all
But
right, Maureen. As long as
I
your
figured
method
out.
works, because
Yeah.
as long as your way works, there's no problem. So we have
I do my
2c.
test sometimes more see that on major.
Oh, that's okay, Maureen. You have your own unique way of doing it, and it works. And that's the important thing. So if you divide both sides by, I'll just put the 2. Okay, this is 2 and 2. Okay. Now we don't need the other line in the middle. And $1 divided by 2 is what? 50 cents.
Yeah.
So, so we get C equal 0.50.
Okay.
And what answer is that? C is 50 cents. And that would be answer what?
A.
Answer A. Half of
Okay.
$1 is 50 cents. Okay. So when you have two equations, two unknowns, look at ways you can solve it easier. Now, there's a way you could have solved it. I mean, you could have set 1p equal $5 minus 2c and then substituted it in here. And that would have given you the same answer. It would have been more steps. But look at ways you can eliminate a variable. And you can particularly do that when the variables, when the terms are the same in both equations. So you see the 1p here and the 1p here. It says, oh, if I do a subtraction, I can eliminate my p's and just be left with my c's. And that's one unknown, one equation, and then you can solve it. So always look for the simplest way to solve something. And the key is, like I said, look at terms that may be the same in both equations when you have two equations and two unknowns. Any questions? But excellent, you knew how to set them up. That's good. You knew how to translate the English here to the math.
Yeah.
You said 1 popcorn, 2 chocolate chips, 4 $5. That means that's equal to 5. So a 4 is equal, or is also equal. Okay. So you were able to set up Julia and Marvin. First, you use your variables to represent the popcorn and the chocolate chip cookies. Then you put them in the equations. Then you look at, like I say, look at something that may be the same. 1p, 1p. Okay, that's the same. So I can do a subtraction and eliminate the 1p. And I'm just left with C for the chocolate chip. Okay. So how much did the popcorn cost?
Popcorn. What am I?
How much did the popcorn cost?
If one cookie is, if one cookie is 50 cents.
Well, the 50 cents is for the chocolate chip.
Yeah, the chocolate chip.
How much would the popcorn cost?
$4.50.
$4.50? How did you get that?
Because Julia only bought, how much Julia she bought? She bought two. She bought two chocolate chips. Okay. So from 5, she had, okay, therefore it cost $3.
I cannot see anything with her.
$3, right?
How did you get
Yeah, I see
$3?
the camera, but I can't see nobody
Let me
else.
see if it's $3. No, not $3. What am I saying, man?
One.
Julia had
I'm not seeing
$5.
Miss Barbara.
Okay,
Julia's
Julia
had $5. And we
$5.
already know one cookie is 50
Share
cents.
screen. Share
Okay.
screen. 1 second.
So therefore, the popcorn costs $4.
Yeah. If the 2 C's is 2 chocolate, 2.50, that's $1, right?
Yes.
And some number plus $1 is $5, then the popcorn would have been what?
Mhm.
I see myself, but I can't see nobody
Yes.
else.
The popcorn would have been what? $4?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And the same here for, you have what? If this is $4,
Yes.
and
He
4
had
times
4.
50 is $2, that would give you
$2.
$6, right?
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Miss Michelle?
Yes.
We're hearing you.
We hear you.
Michelle, are you on the phone? Go to
Yes.
mute. If you're on the phone, go to mute.
Okay, ma'am.
Go to mute. Okay. All right. All right. Any questions on number 9?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go to number 10. Did anyone solve number 10?
Josh and Mir works at a concession stand.
I don't know,
They
but
each earn
I put D.
$8 per
How
hour.
many hours did Josh work?
$8 per hour.
So
He
I don't-
works. Josh worked 3 hours more. Oh, please. 3 8 is 24. Excuse me.
more than Josh. If Josh and Pat earn a total of 120, how many hours did Josh work?
They
Say he
each
worked
earn $8, right?
per hour. Mhm.
But Josh
They're
worked
each
3 hours more than Mac.
That's
Mhm.
$8
Josh.
per hour.
Mhm.
What?
Right?
Yeah, they
Three
each
Josh
earn $8 an hour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how would you set up the equations?
Mhm. Three. Okay, this is how I would set it up.
Okay, tell me how you would set it up, Vanessa.
Josh and me work at a concession stand. They each earn $8 per hour.
Okay,
So I would put Josh, J for Josh.
okay. Okay, let J
Mhm.
equal Josh
Mhm.
and what, Mac,
Mac or me.
M equal Mac. Okay, then what do you do next, Vanessa?
Um, They each earn $8 per hour.
So what do we know? We know they earn a total of 120, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. So
And we know
that would be the equal.
yeah. So that's right. What they earn together is 120. How would I write that? How would I write that equation, Vanessa?
Okay, I write mm, trying to okay. 8.
No, how would I write this statement? Josh and Mac earn a total of 120. How would I write that equation?
So therefore,
Together, the work. I don't know.
there's a way to do this equation.
So much.
Mm,
Together, the work.
How would I write?
so therefore you would put Josh
Okay,
or
A.
8 Yeah, you put J, you just put 8 equal plus
No, J plus what?
M,
M equals what?
120.
120. That's what it is. Josh and Mac earned a total of 120. Now, how would I write Josh worked 3 hours more than Mac?
Okay, put
What would that?
J,
Okay. J
um,
3 hours. Josh worked 3 hours more than Mac. I want to translate that to
in an
math.
equation, yes.
Josh worked 3 hours more than Mac.
So do you put 8 plus 3?
No,
More, but if
3
it's more,
hours more. He worked 3 hours more. So what would J would be equal to what?
3 hours more.
3 hours. How would I write 3 hours more than Mac? 3 hours more means to add, right? So what would that be?
Yes. So you put
That means to add. So J equals what?
3.
3 hours more than Mac. Mac is M. So what would I write, Vanessa? It's an
3
add.
hours more.
Plus
J equal what? Mac,
3 plus.
Mac plus 3,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you say Josh worked 3 hours more than Mac. So that means if you add 3 hours to Mac, you get Josh hours. Josh equal Mac plus 3. Josh worked 3 hours more than Mac, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's my next step? Now, remember this 120 is coming from the $8 per hour times the number of hours, right? Okay. So it says, how many hours did Josh work? Now, if J equals M plus 3, what is M equal to? Let's take this equation and make it M, because that way we could have just our J's, right? So if J equal M plus 3, what's M equal to, Vanessa?
M 120.
No.
No.
I just want you to take this equation and solve it for M. If J equals M plus 3, what would M be equal to? You subtract the 3 from both sides, right? So
Okay.
M equal J minus 3.
Give you 0.
Okay, J minus 3. Now, you could take this equation and substitute for M, J minus 3. Then you have all of the J's, right? Correct? Okay, take this equation and substitute for M, J minus 3. This equation here.
J minus 3.
Okay, I want to put this here. Now substitute for M. I'll write it here. Substitute for M, J minus 3, because that's what we said. M is J minus 3. So put for M, put J minus 3 here. Okay. J minus 3. Now we just have the one unknown, right? But what do we know? We know this 120 is an amount of money that comes from the number of hours times the $8. So that means we've got to multiply 8 times each one of these, right? Because that's how much they're making per hour.
Mhm.
Okay, so multiply the $8 by the number of hours. So that means you're going to multiply 8 times J and 8 times J minus 3. Because you're translating this to the money. See, this is just the number of hours. So that's why we have to multiply 8
times J.
because that's how much they're making per hour. So let's just take this
Mhm.
and put the 8 both sides. So this will be 8J plus, and that would be 8, and just put the J minus 3, and that's equal to 120. Now, how do we solve for J?
8J plus
How do we solve for J?
So what do I do here? What do I do first?
the parentheses.
Do the parentheses. So what do I get, Maureen?
Because is what?
8 times J
J.
is what?
8J.
That's right,
8J.
8J, okay? And what's 8 times a minus 3?
8 times a minus 3,
Mm-hmm.
negative 24.
That's right, negative 24.
J.
Okay. Now, what do I do next?
20.
What do I
Okay.
do next, Vanessa?
Because we want to get J,
Eh,
we should
eh,
use 24 first, no?
Hmm?
eh,
1 moment, please, Bob.
Combine your like terms. What's the 8J plus the 8J?
plus, eh,
Vanessa,
J.
what's 8J plus 8J? Maureen.
Barbara, just give me a few minutes. I'm going to
Okay.
check it out.
All right. Maureen, what's 8J plus 8J?
16J.
That's right, 16J. So that's 16J minus 24 equal 120. What do I do next, Maureen?
Okay.
I'm
You,
trying to
you subtract the 16J from the 24, right?
No, what do I do next to solve for J? What's the next step? I need to get this 24 on the right side. What do I do?
Divide both sides by 24.
No, that's not divide. That negative is
Sub-
a subtraction.
Subtract.
So what's
Subtract.
the opposite of subtraction?
Add.
Negative 16J. 0.
No, Michelle, what's the opposite of subtraction?
Division.
Add.
No, it's addition. The pairs addition, subtraction, and multiplication, division.
Oh,
So the opposite
yeah.
of
Yes,
subtraction
subtract.
is division. So you got to
Yeah.
add 24 to
2
both sides.
sides.
All right. So what would that give me?
0.
No, Michelle, what do I get left? What do I get left on the left side? Let's just put that in.
On the left side,
Yeah, if I add the 24.
16J.
That's right. Very good. 16J. So, all right, I'll add 24 to both sides. put this here. So add 24 to both sides, and I got 16J. Let me just add it. Copy this over here and do our adding. And like Michelle say, we get 16J. Okay, so add 6. So we add the 24. Okay, plus 24. And we add the 24 on the right side, plus 24. And you said we get 16J. So let's just copy this and take out the 24 plus and minus, which is 0. Okay, so this is 0. All right. Now 24 plus 120 is what, Michelle? What's that equal to? What's 120 plus 24?
That's 144.
That's right. Very good. So 144. So now we have 16J
Mhm.
equal 144. So Vanessa, how do we find J?
We divide
That's it. Very good.
both sides.
Divide both sides by what?
16J by 16.
16, right. Divide both sides by 16. Okay. Okay, so if we do that, what's J equal to?
Jacob. Let me get it.
We divide both sides by 16.
By 16.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
It's
J
B.
equal to?
It's B. 9.
That's it.
9.
9. That's it. Okay, 16. And then divide this by 16. And we get J equal
9.
J equal 9. Okay. Answer B. Okay. Now here you had a combination of things. You were given how much they make per hour, and you were given how much money. But remember, to get the money, you have to multiply the hours times the amount per hour.
Mhm.
So if you work 5 hours
Mhm.
and you got $8 per hour, you get 5 times 8 of $40. So this 120 represents the amount of money they made when you multiply their number of hours times their amount per hour. But we weren't given the hours they work. We were given that Josh worked 3 hours more than Mac, and that than May, and that they earned a total of $120. Okay,
Nice.
this was
Mhm.
May. Any questions on number 10? You understand what we did here? May plus Josh plus May,
Yeah.
120. Josh made 3, he worked 3 hours more, so we have 3 plus M is J.
Yeah.
At the M is J minus 3. And the reason we did this because we want just J, because the question says how many hours did Josh work?
J.
So we want to
Josh.
get it as one known, J.
Mhm.
So we put in for M, J minus 3. Now we have just one unknown. But this represents the hours they work, but we need to multiply 8 times these to get the amount of money they made. So that's why we multiply the 8 by each one of these to get the amount of money. Okay.
Mhm.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now, okay, Michelle, since you're on, Michelle had asked me a question about
Number 3?
probability.
Yes.
Yeah. She had asked me a question about probability number, I think it was 3.
Yes.
Yes, 3 and 4. Okay. Now, here's number 3. Does everyone see that?
No, it hasn't changed.
They
Okay.
haven't
Let
changed.
me go to new share. Okay. Oh, you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Michelle had asked me about number 3. And number 3 choices, they weren't A, B, C, D. They were 1, 2, 3, and 4. So
Uh-huh.
you were to find which one of these is true about the data. The median salary in both companies are greater than 37,000. Now, here's the salary right here. Michelle, how do you find the median?
The median will go across.
No, how do you find the median? Here's the salary.
Mean.
That's the ones in the middle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have an even number, you have 2 numbers in the middle. So the median will be 32,000 plus 35,000 divided by 2. That's that median. For the company 2, it will be 35,500 plus 37,000 divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you do that, and I have those for you here. Okay. So for company 1, we'll say company 1. Okay. The median is equal to, and that's 32,000.
See.
Divided by 2.
No, 32,000 plus what, Michelle? Plus 35,000
Yes.
plus
35.
35,000. And that's all divided by 2. So I'll just put that in parentheses,
27.
right? So let's just put that in parentheses
8.
and divide it by
And then
2.
add the top.
And that's equal to
35,500. Dread. I'm sorry.
33.
Add them all up. Add
30,
them all.
30, no, 33,000.
Yeah. Stuff under. Get a negative.
500. Okay. So that's the company,
42.
that's the company 1 median, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now the company 2 median would be what, Michelle? What would I have to add?
35,500.
Okay. So, okay, that would be company 2 median. We're going to company 2. So the company 2 median would be 35,500. So let's put the 35,500.
35. 5.
And plus what, Michelle?
Plus 37,000.
That's right, 37. And that would give you what?
I didn't. Let me see.
Okay, that would be 37,250.
Okay.
Okay, let's see, 33,000. No, 35,500 plus 37,000. No, I think I made an error here. 35,500 plus 37,000. And what does that give you when you add that?
600 and some.
Okay, let me just put it here. Okay, 35500 plus 37,000. Okay, and then divide that by 2. 36,250, right? 36. Everybody get that? 36,250 to 5. Okay. Now, the median salaries in both companies are greater than 37,000. That's not true because they are less than 37,000, correct? So
Yes.
it's not number 1. Now, how do you get the mean of the salaries? Michelle? How do you get the mean?
In the middle,
No, middle is median. How do you get the mean? The mean is the average. You'd have to
oh,
add
by adding,
and then divide by what?
by adding and divide by 4.
That's correct. So you have to add up all these salaries and divide by 4, add up all these salaries and divide by 4. So let's just take median. Well, not median, mean. Okay, and I'm going to the next page. Okay. Now we want to find the mean, and you say you add them up and divide by 4, right? So
Yes.
the mean, let's take the first company, and this is mean for the second company. So this would be what?
Mean,
Yes. What would I have to do?
32,000.
No. The mean, I would add all these salaries up. So that would be 30,000.
30,000 and 32 plus 32,000
Right. 30,000 plus 32,000.
and plus 35,000.
Okay. Plus, okay, let's just put this here. Okay. Add the other salary. Okay. Plus 35,000. Okay. What else, Michelle?
Plus 38,000.
Right. Plus 38,000. And that's divided by what?
That's divided by 4.
That's divided by 4. Okay. And when you do that, you'll get 33,750.
Yes.
Check this, 33,750. So that would be for the company 1. Now company 2, what would I have here, Michelle? What are the salaries?
For company 2, that would be 29,000.
Okay, 29,000.
35,500.
35,500. Okay.
37,000.
Okay, plus the next salary is 37,000. Okay.
Plus 65,000.
Okay, plus 65,000. And that's divided by what?
That's divided by 4.
By 4. And for that one, you get what? 40, I think I got 41,625. Okay, so let's just put 41,625. Now, the mean salary in company 1 is greater than the mean salary in company 2. No, the company 2 mean is bigger, right?
Yes.
So it's not number 2. In other words, that's not a true statement. Then we go to the range. Michelle, how do you find range?
How do you find range is by putting the numbers that keep repeating.
No, that's mode.
Oh, that's main. That's main.
That's mode.
Oh, that's mode.
So how do you find range?
The number that is greater than that. I forgot how to find it.
Vanessa, how do you find range?
Smallest number.
No,
Let me see.
range is what?
From greatest to least,
What is
Highest
to the lowest.
least
minus
to the lowest?
lowest.
Lowest, yes. That is
That's how you
that's
find
it.
the range.
That is what
Highest
I
minus
said.
lowest.
To the
So
lowest.
the salary range, let's look at company 1. Company 1. What would be the range, Michelle?
For company one, the range would be 30,000.
Okay, so the range would be equal to, what's the highest salary in company one?
The highest
38.
salary is 38,000.
So it would be, that's the highest. It's the highest
Yes.
minus the lowest. What's the
The
lowest?
lowest.
In salary, salary
38.
one,
In company one.
the lowest would be 30,000.
Okay, that's right, 30,000. And that would be, what's the difference?
Well, the difference is 38,000 is greater.
No, what's the difference between 38,000 and 30? This is subtraction. What's 30,000 subtracted from 38,000?
I don't have my calculator.
You
but
don't
I
need a
know.
8,000.
calculator. You don't need a
8,000.
calculator.
8,000.
These are zeros, so just be 8,000, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
8,000. Yeah, because you got all zeros here, Michelle. So 0 from 0, 0 from 0, and then it would just be what? 0 from
8,000. Yeah, 8,000. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about company two?
Company two,
What would be the
is
range?
65,000.
Okay, very good, because that's the highest, right? So the highest is 65,000. And what's the lowest?
The lowest is 29,000.
Okay, 29,000. So when you subtract that, what do you get?
You get 44,000.
No, 9 from 15 is what?
Oh, nine from 15. That's 7.
No,
No.
9 from 15,
6.
6. And then 2 from 5.
2 from 5. That's 3.
So then you'd have 36. That's 36,000. So
Yes.
is salary range in company two greater than the salary range in company one?
Yes.
So 3 is the correct answer. Now you don't have to do 4. 4 is you have to add up your mean ages and divide by 4. But since 3 answers the question, you really don't have to do the mean for the age for the workers. So the correct answer is 3. Okay, so correct answer is 3. Okay, the salary range in company two is greater than the salary range in company one. So remember how you solve for range. Now you just take your highest value minus your lowest value. And company two, with this large salary of 65,000, you can see that's going to be a bigger range than over in company one, where they're pretty much the same. Okay,
Yes.
Michelle, you okay now with number 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now number 4, that was one. Now, probability is possible over total, right? Correct?
Me?
Yes.
Me, Miss Barbara?
Yes.
Yes.
Probability equal possible outcomes divided by total outcomes, right?
Yes.
So
Yes, Miss
this is
Barbara.
the way the formula will look. Okay. Now, so this will be total. Now, what's the total of all the marbles? Michelle, what's the total of all the marbles?
Um, 30, 40, 40.
40. Okay.
Yes.
Now we want a probability that he removes a red marble. How many red marbles are there?
10.
10. So the probability of him getting a red would be 10 divided by the total, which is 40. Right? What's 10 over 40, Michelle?
10 over 40, that's either 30 or so.
Or 4.
40. Thank
No,
you.
10 over 40?
Oh, 10 over 40. 10 ones, 10.
What's 10
10
over
into
40?
40.
What's 10 over
1
40, Michelle?
A.
Michelle?
1/4.
Michelle?
I'm sorry.
10 over 40 would be 1/4.
That's right, 1/4. So why did you tell me 1/40th?
Oh, that's what I said?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, in my homework, yes.
Yes, you said 140, 1 over 40. But
Yes.
when you simplify that fraction, I'm sorry. When you simplify that, you get 1 over 4. Okay.
Yes, so it's A.
Wow.
So your answer should have been
A.
A. Okay. Not D. You told me D.
Okay, I'll check it back. I'll go over
Okay.
it.
Over it. Okay. So these were the two that you seem to be having problems with. So I'll send you this sheet and make sure you have it correct. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you,
now
Ms. Barber.
the next thing we're gonna do, and we've got some minutes left, I want you to start on your inequality quiz, and then you can finish it up and send me the answers today, okay? There are only 6 questions. I'll give it to you to start. You can use the remaining minutes to work on it. And then you can send me the answers either by email or by text. There are only 6 questions. All right. So let's
Ms.
go.
Barber,
Yes.
could you send it to my phone, the quiz? What time is it?
No, I send it to email. You can
Oh,
check email on your phone.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let's look at our inequality quiz. Does everybody see it? Everybody see math inequalities quiz?
Yes, Ms.
ma'am.
Barber.
Okay. Now I gave you your symbols for your greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal. Just in case you don't remember them, I gave them to you at the beginning. Now I want you to answer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Text me the answers or email me the answers, and you can go ahead and use the minutes we have left to work on it. Okay. If anything, when you go through it, if anything you don't understand, please ask questions.
Okay.
It's only six questions.
Okay.
Mhm.